You may have seen the children's cartoon character Bob the Builder. Well, you might say we have a real-life Bob the Builder right here in Louisiana.
The difference is some say this builder is breaking the law. And we're talking about Agriculture Commissioner Bob Odom. He has been building for years, and for years the Association of General Contractors have challenged him for violating state bid laws. But Odom continues to win those legal battles, and he continues to build, including a new project in Zachary. So is he breaking the law? Tonight, WAFB's Paul Gates investigates both sides of this building battle.
These State Department of Agriculture trucks began showing up in Zachary a few weeks ago. At least 17 employees of the Agriculture Department arrived here with all kinds of job descriptions from all over the state. But for the time they were here, they were construction workers. They've been putting up this metal building in Zachary, hometown of Agriculture Commissioner Bob Odom. Brian Bridges and a fellow worker drove in from Alexandria.
I'm an ag environmental specialist.
An environmental specialist?
Yes, sir.
Does that have anything to do with what you're doing here?
Evidently.
Well, what are you doing here, though?
I'm putting that building up.
The building will house an indoor batting and pitching facility along with showers and locker rooms and coaches' offices for local baseball teams. In a written agreement, Zachary and the school system provide the land and pay for all materials. Odom's workers construct the building at no cost, except to the taxpayers. According to Odom's numbers, the cost to the Ag Department for employee salaries, vehicles, food and lodging, and the use of Agriculture Department heavy equipment comes to $35,485. It's not determined what the final cost of the building will be, but the Associated General Contractors Organization holds up the public bid law, which says
that a governmental entity cannot do work, construction work, with their own forces when the contract limit is over $100,000.
And you think that's being violated?
We think that's being violated in the city of Zachary.
Our expert in the business took a look at this building and told us it would cost well over $100,000 to put up, but Odom can likely use the Agricultural Finance Authority to get around the bid law. Several years ago, Odom was building multi-million-dollar projects like this $80 million sugar mill. The contractors group couldn't stop him in court, even though Odom was ignoring the bid law in projects all across the state. Last year, the Supreme Court gave Odom a ruling saying he could ignore the law on agricultural-related projects financed by the Agricultural Finance Authority. The authority is included in the Zachary agreement since Odom's department is to be involved in pet rescue missions. A decision made after Katrina. Some of the pet cages to be stored around the state will be stored at the athletic facility, the building here. That may be all the agricultural connection Odom needs to avoid the bid law. The Associated General Contractors haven't won even a skirmish with Odom, but they say his use of state manpower and equipment is unfair competition to the private sector, and they aren't giving up.
We are going to continue watching any governmental entity that wants to violate Title 38. It just so happens that Mr. Odom seems to want to do it on a regular basis.
One of the things that I will never do.
Bob Odom declined our request for an interview. A spokesperson told us he did not want to talk about building and bid laws. Paul Gates, WAFB 9 News.
Since Commissioner Odom came into office back in 1988, his accountant's numbers show that he has built or erected some 73 projects. They range from a $400 security fence to a $57 million syrup plant. His total building expenditure stands today at $90 million, all of it State Agriculture Department property.